to the record.
Thank you, Judge. Today is the 16th of February 2022, calling the matter of Life Esidimeni Inquest, case number I-001 of 2021. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Late, before you address the court, can I just find out, Miss Beauty Kekana, how far is arrangements for legal representation? You are muted. I don't know whether you still have the same problem. We can't hear anything. I think it's the same problem every day. I don't know. You need to sort out your connection. Mr. Late, before I come to you, where is Mr. Pihlela? Does he know anything regarding the application of Miss Beauty Kekana?
Good morning, my lady.
Good morning.
I was advised by the office that they are going to be allocating her to jury care. So I don't know how far that process is.
Can you please try to assist? You see, please try to assist because I'm having very serious problems. It's taking too much time now, and we are proceeding.
I understand, my lady.
Just see what you can do, because if we had this witness today, I don't know what was going to happen. Because now it's time that she must get representation. Please take the matter up with them and see how far they are, so that you can report accordingly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Late.
Good morning, my lady.
I haven't seen, just a second, I see Nelisa has just sent me the second email, because after reading the first one, I realized that there was another one, by the one that it's from section 27. I haven't seen that one, but I saw yours regarding the witness.
I haven't seen one from section 27 either, my lady.
Yes, but I'm told in the emails that she attached, she talks about an email that says they want to curtail the proceedings. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I haven't seen that one, but let's talk about the issue of witnesses.
Okay. While we at on the matter of legal representation, there are still two people who are not legally represented, and I don't know what they have been doing since we asked them. One is Mavis Mokotsinyana, from Mosego Home, and the other one is Dorothy.
Let's check into that one of Mosego. Was she initially represented? Because now in my mind, no. I only have Beauty Kekana. But this one of Mosego Home, what happened to her? Has she all along not been through? She didn't have legal representation.
No, she didn't.
But why is she proceeding and keeping quiet while we're trying to assist the others?
I don't know.
Who is she?
She's Mavis.
From Mosego Home.
Yeah, Mosego Home, yes.
Her name is
Mavis Mokotsinyana.
Malitsatsi Mogojo.
Yes, ma'am. And then there is.
Just a second, please let Mr. Late finish, and then you.
Sorry, it's Malitsatsi.
I've your hand, madam. Can you give me the proper names? I'm being confused while you are still addressing the court. I've noted you, please.
I gave the wrong name, my lady. It's Malitsatsi Elizabeth Mogoja.
Mogojo,
Mogojo.
But why has she been quiet while
and also Dorothy Sikukuni, Dr. Dorothy Sikukuni of Takalani. We haven't.
Takalani, this one was represented by. She's the one who had legal representation previously. Ne? I was confusing this one with. Remember Dorothy Sikukuni? Was she not the one? I think somebody withdrew.
Yes, they said that they were only there to address the matter of the statement that she had made, and then they withdrew.
Okay, so it's Dorothy Sikukuni, and then Mokhodjwa, and we also have Beauty Kekana.
Beauty Kekana, yes, Marie.
And then Mr. Veselo has indicated that he doesn't need legal representation.
That's correct, Marie.
So these three, the fourth will be Mr. Veselo.
Yes.
But I'm surprised about this one. Ms. Dr. Sikukuni, are you there? Dr. Sikukuni?
I'm here with Dr. Sikukuni has just left for medical checkup. It's founded by me and Dr. Sikukuni. So Takalani, we were just requested by the department to manage Takalani for few years, for about 2-3 years.
Ma'am, before you give us details, can you just listen to the court, please? Before you give us details, why don't you have legal representation?
I'm coming to that explanation.
Can you please deal with that?
We had Molathegi, and then because of finances, we couldn't afford him to go further with us. The first bill for few days was about 100,000, and which of course we paid, and we didn't have more money. And then he withdrew based on we cannot afford her.
But then what happened thereafter?
He came to present himself in court, and thereafter we went to legal aid. Legal aid, they say we put up our application and it was rejected. They say they are representing people, not NPOs, entities.
How do you pronounce your surname?
Mokhodjwa Maletsatsi.
But every time you are sitting in these proceedings, you hear that other people's applications for legal aid has been approved. Then you are just quiet.
I haven't finished talking.
I'm asking you these questions. Yes, I want.
Yes, we have submitted, and when we went for the response, the legal aid representative, the lawyer that was helping us, said we can appeal. However, the chances are slim, seeing that they requested our bank statements. For our salaries, and still from our salaries we cannot afford because we are paid by NPO. So up until now we are trying this and that. Mokhosinyana is
Who did you advise, ma'am? Does the court know about those arrangements?
Mr. Lady, I think Dr. Dorothy spoke to you thereafter.
And can you listen to the court? You are sitting in court every day. People are applying for. Can I finish? You are sitting in court every day. You hear that people who also have the same problems as those that you are having are being assisted by legal aid. You are keeping quiet.
My lady, I haven't finished explaining. And then we submitted that appeal. I think it's late last month. Up to now, we haven't received any response. So we are stuck. We don't know what to do.
But if the court didn't ask you now, what was going to happen? Because Mr. Late just alerted me now. In my mind, I've got only Beauty Kekana in my mind.
I really don't know.
So you were just going to sit like this? Because you are doing these things on your own. We have got somebody from the Legal Aid Board who can also try to assist us. But you are not saying anything, Ms. Mohojo.
We didn't
So
know.
are you together with Ms. Kukuni?
We are together with Dr. Dorothy.
Okay,
and
thank you. Can I hear Mr. Pitela? Thank you, ma'am. I will come back to you. Mr.
Yes, it pleases my lady. I've spoken to Mr. Mushasha from our office. He indicates that because Ms. Kekana exceeds the means test by a considerable amount, her application was submitted to our national office, and we are simply waiting for the go-ahead from them.
Come again, she has met the requirements for the means test.
Yes, she did. No, she exceeded the means test.
Okay.
So we are required to escalate it because our office does not have the authority to approve in that regard. Now the matter is with the national office, and we are simply waiting for the approval from that side. She has done an appeal, and that appeal was escalated to the national office. So the one thing that outstanding is the go-ahead from them.
Do you hear that we are having 2 more people, which I was not aware of? We're busy making these arrangements. They are sitting in the proceedings. They are doing things on their own.
Yes, and that's a bit of a challenge because we're hoping that because I can only carry a maximum of 4 people.
Yes.
The others will have to appoint judicial attorneys to assist them in this matter. So if we can have all the applications at once where they exceed, I believe this process could have been now in the process of finalization.
Yes, we could have dealt with all of them at the same time. So I'm just confused now. And the explanation that she's giving, I mean, she's taking us back to where we were. Mr. Late?
My lady, if I'm not mistaken, Ms. Mkhojwa can help me if I'm wrong. I think they submitted their application at the Legal Aid Board in Johannesburg, if I'm not mistaken. Is that so?
No, in Krugersdorp.
But why were you not liaising with us here, Ms. Mkhojwa? Because now we are working piecemeal. I mean, you should have advised the court as to what you were doing, isn't it? My worry is you have been sitting in these proceedings and you hear that other people are being assisted. You are not saying anything, you know?
My lady, we were waiting for the appeal response.
There was no need. There was no need to wait. You should have just advised the court to say, this is where we are. I mean, in my mind, as I'm speaking, I'm thinking about Beauty Kekana. Mr. Late, I don't know. Can you liaise? Can you see and check how far is their application? What is happening?
My lady, I don't know the people in Krugersdorp.
Should I ask Mr. Pitlela to assist? Mr. Pitlela?
Yes, my lady.
Can you use... can you assist in this regard? Because they are saying they've applied at Krugersdorp. I don't know whether it's possible. If you can arrange with them, hear what they are saying, and then they give you details and see what you can do.
I will try.
I'm worried at the stage of the proceedings to get a new person. It might be a challenge now.
I agree, my lady. I share your leadership sentiments. I will assist as much as possible to just follow up and find out exactly what is the status of their matter with regard to Krugersdorp.
Yes. If you can get maybe her number from Mr. Late so that you can also liaise with her and Dr. Sikukuni. Because I was thinking about if this witness was here today, what was going to happen, because Beauty Kekana is still not represented. And I'm just worried because we still have that first witness who testified, who still has to be recalled by yourself and Mr. Sibara. With regard, I don't know, Mr. Sibara wanted to... Yes, because you were not part of the proceedings then. And I'm not sure what you're going to say with regard to the other witnesses. So I don't want us to go back and deal with the matter in piecemeal again. So I don't know. Just see what you can do while we're trying to sort out the issue of witnesses. Thank you.
That's it, please, my lady.
My lady, can I clarify something? Maybe Smokosinyana was our employee. She was our registered nurse then. So she is part of us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Late?
Thank you, my lady. Can I proceed with the witnesses?
Yes, I want to know what is happening because I see there is a note to say that. Do we have the witness today?
No, we don't have a witness for today, my lady. The problem, we've run into a brick wall. Firstly, as I said yesterday, Daphne Ndlovu is ill and she's going to undergo an operation. Dr. Onoya, the next witness, number 11, was out of the country for quite some time, and he only came back a week or two ago, and I got hold of him this morning. You will be available.
Just a second for me. I just want to get my list. What did I do with my list now? Yes, continue.
Dr. Onoya will be available next week. We're trying to arrange him for Monday. He's based in Cape Town. If possible for him, we can lead his evidence from his house in Cape Town. Stella Mofokeng, the next witness, number 12, she is in bereavement and also not available for the rest of this week. The next two witnesses, Mr. Villiers and Dr. Lombard, they are testifying regarding the deceased Jacob Stolz, whose family is one of Mrs. Foster's clients. Although Dr. Lombard indicated to me that he is available for tomorrow, Mrs. Foster indicated that she wants to lead these witnesses, and because
she wants to lead their witnesses.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's not available from Friday till next Friday.
Hmm?
And
she's not available.
Yes, from the 18th till the 25th, she's not available, my lady.
And she wants to lead the witness.
And she wants to lead the witnesses, yes, my lady.
Is she available today? Can she make arrangements? Miss Foster? Okay. I'll give you a chance, it's fine. Continue, Mr. Late.
Thank you, my lady. Dr. Makoba will also be available next week.
Just a second for me. Yes.
The next witness, number 16, Mavis Mokutsinyana, is the one that Moseko just referred to.
You say Makoba will be available from when?
Next week. We will just I asked the investigating officer to keep the people on phone availability so that I can just phone them and they come in. He is based in Pretoria.
Okay, and then maybe Smokosinyana?
Moseko wants legal representation for her too, although she's only a witness, she's not a suspect. She was a
They
nurse.
also need legal representation for her.
They want legal representation for her. She testifies about the deceased Matthijs Hartman and Benjamin Malan, who died at Moseko.
Who's that?
It's Matthijs Hartman and Daniel Benjamin Malan.
Mm.
They both died at Moseko.
Yes.
A witness that I have arranged for tomorrow is Bertha Molefe, witness number 18.
This is for tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
She will testify about the deceased Sophia Molefe.
Who died at?
She died at home, my lady.
At home.
Yes. She was she was sent home from Life Esidimeni.
So this one, are you sure she will be available tomorrow?
She will be available. We already made arrangements with her, my lady.
Yes.
Then Nufile, Maslachi Nufile will only be available on the 21st
of Feb.
Yes, that's Monday. And we're still struggling to get hold of Professor Tintinger and Dr. Stewart. They don't answer their phones. And number 22, Professor Abel Pina. We also have some challenges to get hold of him. But at least we will have witnesses for tomorrow, or a witness for tomorrow and Monday.
Yes, I'm just worried about this issue of legal representation now. I thought we were done with it. I don't understand now. Miss...
I haven't received any feedback from any of the people who are not legally represented. So I don't know what's going on.
Oh, Miss Dr. Sikukuni and Mohojo.
The last what I heard is that they appealed. So I don't.
Yeah, but that is what I'm saying. To say they come, they attend proceedings, they are not saying anything. I mean, you could see Beauty Kekana tried her best.
That's great, man.
Well, all right. I take it that Mr. Pitlela, you'll be able to assist us in this regard. Mr. Pitlela?
Yes, my lady, I will follow.
There is, if I may, yes, there is this other name. Witness number 16. Maybe it's Mokosi Nyana. You don't have your witness list with you?
It is here, it's just that. Number 16, my lady.
16, yes. She is part of the two because they are saying she has been a nurse at Mosego. Did you hear the evidence leader indicating that Dr. Sikukuni and Ms. Mohoja, they are also arranging legal representation for her? Number 16.
Okay, yeah, no, I noted that, my lady. The only challenge is the matter, if it's handled by another office, they are the ones who do the means test. So if the person exceeds, then they will have to also refer it to the national office for a decision.
Isn't it through your assistance? Maybe they should be alerted that we are almost halfway where we are. So that anybody who's handling the matter at national can also deal with their matter.
Yes, I will ask Mr. Mshasha to follow it up.
Okay. Is Mr. Mshasha the one who's dealing with the 1 year Beauty Kekana?
Okay. Yes, my lady, indeed.
All right. Thank you very much. Miss Foster.
Yes, my lady. Yes, my lady. Can my lady hear me?
Yes, but I can hear something. Where are you?
I'm at court, my lady. I'm sorry.
Oh, you want to lead your witnesses and you are not available. But then what are we going to do during this whole period? Are you having a matter to deal with?
Yes, my lady. I'm busy with a rape matter in Somerset East. From Friday.
You couldn't give it to someone else?
No, my lady, I can't. We are only 2 people in the office. We are only a civil rights organisation and we are a non-profit organisation, and I cannot at this stage, I don't have anybody else. We are only 2 people in the office who are available. My lady, but I've got another issue. I understand, I've informed the court on the doodle poll in December last year already when we completed that I'm not
I can hear you.
I said I have.
Can we finish with this first one? Yes.
With Dr. Lombard, I would prefer to lead his evidence after Sandra has testified, because it's no use for him to testify before Mr. Villiers. Then we will sit in a difficult situation. It's not in the interest of justice to
No, I was just looking at it because we shouldn't be having problems again with the other witnesses.
No,
I hope we're not going to. No. I'm just saying, and I hope we're not going to have problems again where you'll be telling us that you'll be busy with other matters while we have to proceed with the inquest. If we didn't have other witnesses, we're going to experience problems because now it would mean we should wait for you for your rape matter to proceed. You understand?
I understand that, and I'll do my best. I've informed Mr. Light because I was afraid of this, so I've informed him last week Friday already. Unfortunately, it was only this morning that I
can understand because he didn't also anticipate this, given the problems that now they are experiencing with witnesses.
I already proceed, and I will make myself available after that.
Yes. What is the second issue?
Okay, now I'll do my best. No, I don't have a second issue, my lady. I will be ready with all my witnesses on the 28th. I will be ready to proceed, and I will consult with everybody. So from the 28th onwards, there won't be any issues.
So you must just liaise with him so that if you're going to have other things, perhaps we should first finish all your witnesses. Mr. Late, I hope if we can do it that way so that we shouldn't be having any other interference.
I will be ready from the 28th with both my witnesses. They will be ready to consult and we will be ready to proceed, my lady.
Will that be possible to deal with them and finish with them? Because this thing of saying the court, everybody has to wait because somebody is occupied with another matter. I thought we were prioritizing this inquest. Mr. Late?
Lady?
Yes, is that possible so that when we start with her witnesses, she just deals with all of them, then we finish with her?
No, it's only these 2, my lady.
Yes, I'm talking about
it. Yes. I think the evidence is not long. They only testify regarding Jaco Stolz, not in general.
Okay. I'm just also checking that there are also other family members of the other deceased. Isn't it? She says she's representing four.
Yes, but this is the only person on which we have objective other evidence.
Okay, all right.
We don't have other evidence. So.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Ms. Foster, you were talking about the second issue. I don't know. Can I hear that? You said...
I don't think I've mentioned the second issue. If I did, my lady, I sincerely apologize.
But I heard you said you had the first issue. Then I said, let's finish this one first. Okay, so you don't remember. It's okay. All right. Thank you very much. Then it means Miss Bandlender.
I'm sorry, my lady. It's a long one.
How do you pronounce that?
Badlender.
Badlender, yes. But why am I struggling? Yesterday I didn't struggle, eh?
You didn't, my lady. I'm sorry.
All right.
My lady, just 2 things. One is just to let you know that Ms. Stevenson has sent through the telephone numbers for Dr. Pina and Stuart to Mr. Late, so that he can make contact with those 2 witnesses. And then just because we've seen this week and last week how quickly things are processing, thankfully, this is good, perhaps we can ask that Mr. Late make contact with all the remaining witnesses so that they are on notice that although it may have been a year since he last spoke to them, that we are proceeding and that they will be called.
That's a good suggestion, yes.
Okay, thank you, my lady. That was all from us.
All right. Mr. Late?
As I have said, my lady,
You are
asked
trying.
the investigating officer to keep all the witnesses on a phone call away.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We're going to arrange more witnesses per day now.
Okay. But if they can be aware that they will be needed so that you can also check their availability.
Yes, we will do that.
Because I'm just afraid that if you do it that way, you might not have them. If they are phoned in advance to say, can you be available for this date? If you miss one witness, then you get the other one.
That's correct.
All right. All right.
Keep them in mind.
I don't know. I hear that maybe we should adjourn this proceedings to tomorrow. But before I do that, I hear that there is a letter from Section 27. I haven't seen that. I don't know whether the others have received it.
My lady, if I may, I think that was a mistake. We've just been trying to work out. We haven't sent any new letters. So I think what may have happened is that Mr. Late sent you an email chain and this was an old letter.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But there's nothing new from us.
All right. So on that note, Mr. Martin?
Thank you, my lady. My lady, I'm sorry to interfere at this late stage. If I can just check with Mr. Late. If I understood the list of witnesses that he went through now and who's available, then the witness who's available tomorrow is Bertha Mickey Molefe. I just want to make sure that I'm right.
Yes, you are correct. That is witness number, let me check quickly, number 18.
Right. And then yes, I see that her statement is listed as A11, but that doesn't seem to be the statement that appears in case lines. I'm not sure if there's another statement that we should be looking at that Mr. Late is aware of. But if I look
Mr. Late, can you please clarify the situation?
I am pleased to do that, my lady. If my learned friend look closely at the list, it says it's Bertha Mickey Molefe, A11, for deceased number 97. Now, you must go to the docket for deceased number 97.
97, correct.
And
Yes.
it's A11 in that docket.
It's
not
in that
A11
docket. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other hand? If you can just lower your hand, Mr. Martin. I take it that, is there any other thing that you wish to address? Mr. Pinar, do you want to say something?
May it please the court, my lady, I'm raising this matter at this stage, hoping I'm acting prudently. My lady, as your ladyship is well aware, we were not involved from the right initial start of these proceedings.
Correct, yes.
But I do remember and I recollect certain of our colleagues, if I remember correctly, I think Mr. Pihlela raised the issue and also Mr. Sibara at one stage, and I'm not sure, I think Ms. Foster may also have raised it. That's regarding the status of the arbitration proceedings that the evidence leader indicated had been presented, because that had happened prior to me becoming involved in this matter in terms of Section 235 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977. And my lady, and it's been, the reference has been, it's handed in terms of Section 235, and therefore it is prima facie evidence of the content thereof, and it is admissible. My lady, I have once more had regard to Section 235, and Section 235 of the Criminal Procedure Act talks about criminal proceedings.
Not arbitration.
That's one issue, my lady. The second one is we're involved in an inquest. And in terms of Section 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977, the definition of criminal proceedings do not include an inquest. It does include a preparatory examination, yes, my lady, but not an inquest. And this point, unless I'm mistaken, my lady, had been raised in the matter of Wessels versus the Additional Magistrate Johannesburg.
Let me have that quickly.
1983.
Just a second.
Sorry, my lady. Wessels versus Additional Magistrate Johannesburg. 1983, first term. SA Law Reports, page 530.
530.
530. It's a old Transvaal decision, my lady.
Yes.
And there the court concluded that an inquest is not criminal proceedings, although a witness is obliged to answer questions, but it's not regarded as criminal proceedings. My lady, that would maybe impact negatively or adversely on the arbitration proceedings which have been presented as prima facie evidence and on which cross-examination has been conducted quite extensively by certain of my colleagues when certain witnesses were in the witness stand, as well as the client I'm representing, Ms. Jacobus. She was cross-examined quite extensively on the content of her evidence presented during the arbitration proceedings. My lady, and I'm raising this point now. It was worrying to me, and I decided maybe it would be prudent to have regard and just look into it specifically. And then I concluded it would be prudent to raise this with your ladyship, especially today, my lady, to prevent a situation developing where inadmissible evidence has been placed before your ladyship in terms of the inquest on the grounds that it was regarded as being prima facie evidence. And that would...
Yes, I've noted you, Ms. Butlander.
And my submission would be, my lady, that could result in...
Is it not? Let me hear the others, because I just feel that it's something that can be researched so that we can get a clear answer to it.
My lady, I wanted to make the proposal, suggestion that seeing that we're having a difficulty now with legal representation for certain of the witnesses or potential witnesses, and we having a problem with certain witnesses not being available or counsels not being available, my lady, I would venture then to suggest maybe the preceding week should be utilized for that purpose, should your ladyship deem it appropriate, maybe for this issue to be researched in depth. Yes. And submissions made to your ladyship in that regard, my lady. Then I would venture to suggest that the inquest be postponed, adjourned and postponed today, either to Wednesday next week or maybe even to Friday, to commence on the 28th of February 2022, my lady. We can once more convene on the 25th, that's next Friday, my lady, to address this specific point so that it's determined before the matter proceeds on the 28th, Monday the 28th of February 2022. I do not know what my colleagues' contention in this regard would be, but I deemed it prudent to raise it with your ladyship today, my lady.
Okay.
May it please the court, my lady.
Thank you. Ms. Battle, Linda?
Thank you, my lady. My lady, I was going to suggest, in response to my colleagues raising the case of Wessels, that we be given some time just to look at the case, because just looking very quickly on it now on my computer, it seems to me to be a little different to what we're doing here. But having now heard him fully, it does suggest that he wants us to consider it carefully, which I think is a good idea. I don't think there's any basis for us to have to delay a whole week to consider something that really does not require that much time. I do think that if we were able to make submissions to your lady on Monday morning, for example, that would be more than enough time before we start with Dr. Onoya. I think that's a reasonable period of time for us to consider.
Isn't it, there was a proposal that we continue with this witness tomorrow. So I think what he's suggesting is that we shouldn't proceed tomorrow. Today it's Wednesday.
Yes, my lady.
That's how I understood Mr. Pinar, but let me hear the others.
My lady, can I then suggest if today is Wednesday and we need to consider this, then perhaps we could take tomorrow to consider and then
come back on Monday.
Come back on Friday. Yes, my lady. I'm just aware that we still have a long road to go, and to postpone for something like this doesn't seem necessary to me. But of course, I'll hear what my colleagues have to say.
All right. Can I hear the others regarding the issue that has just come up? There is an issue that came up. If I can hear Mr. Martin, Mr. Late, okay, and then anybody else after these two? Okay, we hear Mr. Martin?
Thank you, my lady. My lady, I have no objection to the matter standing until Monday. I would just make a suggestion to Mr. Pinar that perhaps he might want to put his submissions in writing so we might have a better sense of what it is that he's asking the court to make a decision on. And that's all. Thank you, my lady.
Yes.
My lady, the answer to this question is not very, very complex. If we go to the Criminal Procedure Act, the Inquest Act, Section 8 thereof, Section 8.2, says that the laws governing criminal trials in the magistrate's court shall mutatis mutandis apply to securing the attendance of witnesses at an inquest, the examination, the recording of evidence given by them, the payment of allowances to them, and the production of documents and things.
Yes.
So Section 235 then mutatis mutandis apply to an inquest because the Criminal Procedure Act that governs a criminal trial in the magistrate's court provide for the entering of a court record into evidence.
Yes, I hear that, but
that's the production of a document.
Yes, but is it not something, because now it has been raised, shouldn't they be afforded, Mr. Pinar and whoever wants to raise the issue to make submissions, and then you also make submissions after seeing their submissions so that we can deal with the matter? Because I'm just saying, because it appears like but we can't keep on postponing it. Perhaps we should just listen to them. It has been raised.
Yeah, that is my problem. They now want to postpone the matter for Mr. Pinar for a whole week, while the answer is right before his eyes in Section 8 of the Inquest Act. So it's unnecessary to delay this matter longer for an obvious thing, really.
Okay. Can I then propose that I don't know whether is Mr. Sibara here? Is Mr. Sibara here, Mr.
As the court Mrs. Sibara, he's told me that he's experiencing some network issues, so hence I am here, my lady.
Yeah. Mr. Pinar. I'm just thinking that why don't we proceed with the witnesses while whoever wants to make written submissions with regard to this, do so. And then once all the submissions are there, the court will have to deal with it.
My lady, may it please the court, I'm
just saying you have raised the issue. We cannot just ignore it. Perhaps it should be dealt with. But I'm just thinking that because we are having a crisis now, let us use that opportunity for tomorrow. Continue with the witness who is available. In the meantime, whoever wants to make submissions, let them do so. Because of the number of the council who are involved, we might have a situation where everyone wants to make it. What I know is that not every one of them will make submissions, but perhaps you want to make submissions and the others would want to make submissions. So I'm just saying, let us save this time, use it to continue with the witnesses. But in the meantime, whoever wants to make submissions, maybe we have a deadline to say we're giving anyone who wants to make submissions a date. By this date, that person should have made submissions, and then we give some time for the evidence leader to respond, and then from there we see while we continue with the proceedings. I don't think there will be any harm in us doing that.
My lady, may it please the court, I only ventured a suggestion.
Yes.
That's all, my lady. But
okay,
contrary to what my learned friend, Mr. Late, interpreted it, but it was just a suggestion. I would concur with the proposition put forward by Ms. Budlender, and that there's sufficient time to investigate, come back, report to your ladyship, be it on Monday morning. I have no objection to that, my lady. I raised it because I do not want to have a situation that at the end of all these proceedings or at a much later stage, a party comes to the fore and says, but now a irregularity has been committed, vitiating these proceedings. And my lady, I do not think it would be in the interest of justice at all.
Yes, correct.
To recommence with this inquest from the initial start thereof, my lady. That's the one problem. Section 8, my lady, with all due respect to Mr. Late, does not supply the answer.
Why not?
Because...
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't want you to argue the matter. Can I hear the others? What are you saying about my suggestion?
Well, sorry, my lady. May I just... sorry to interrupt.
Yes, just finish.
I would suggest, or once more venture a suggestion, that whoever wants to respond can respond, and the responses should be presented to the court by Monday. That would be sufficient time for everybody, my lady. I believe.
But Mr. Late must also should have an ample opportunity to look at the the submissions so that he can respond.
My lady, I agree with that. So therefore, what I was wanting to suggest, if all the parties, because we're a large number of councils involved,
yes,
if they should respond by Monday morning, I say at commencement of court at 10 o'clock, responses should be available. Mr. Late, should it, if he deems it necessary, him and his team, they can respond by Wednesday. I think that would be sufficient time or a time period, and unless I'm mistaken in that regard, my lady. Okay. Taking into consideration Mr. Late's submission to your ladyship.
Okay, thank you very much.
And then, but in the meantime, I have no objection, my lady, should the matter proceed with the calling of further witnesses. But I am just wary of a situation developing, and I would suggest, submit, my lady, not suggest, but submit, my lady, if this matter stands until Monday morning for the next witness to commence and responses to be presented, whoever of the parties deem it meet to respond, It will be with your ladyship. It will be with Mr. Late. And should he deem it necessary to respond thereto, his response can be forwarded to all the parties and to your ladyship, the court. And should any of the parties wish to reply thereto, that can be done. I believe a reply shouldn't be there shouldn't be need for a lengthy reply, my lady.
Okay, thank you.
With all due respect. As the court pleases, my lady.
Ms. Bundland.
Thank you, Milady. Milady, first, just to respond to your suggestion of continuing with witnesses, I would suggest that that's a very good suggestion. There is a witness that's available tomorrow, and in our view, we should go ahead with that witness. We've already run many witnesses with this status quo. So to the extent that down the line your ladyship discovers that actually you may want to disregard some of that evidence, you'll do so. And you'll give the appropriate weight to all evidence as you consider. But I think to now delay for us to make submissions on something that we've been doing for months is really not reasonable. So our submission would be to go on with the witness tomorrow, to allow the parties to make submissions after we've seen Mr. Pina's submission, so that we understand his objection properly and his reliance on the vessel's case properly. So if he could give us something in writing and we're able to respond to it, then your ladyship will consider it. But in the meantime, our suggestion is we go ahead with the witnesses as planned.
Okay, thank you.
Lady.
Whose hand is that? Can I hear any other person? Mr. Martin? And Mr. Late? Can I hear what you say to my proposal that we've got a witness available tomorrow? Let us proceed with that witness. Maybe what should happen, I'm proposing that Mr. Pinar can make his submissions, and whoever who wants to make submissions, they may do so in writing. And then, yes, and then those submissions, maybe today it's Wednesday. If we say that they must be in by the close of business on Friday afternoon, it's just that we will be proceeding with the witness. Then we can give them a weekend to say all submissions should be in by Monday morning before 10 o'clock. And then after that, I don't know whether, yes, then Mr. Late must be afforded the opportunity to respond. And thereafter, whoever has made submissions can be given the opportunity to reply. But can we start by saying we proceed with the witness that is available tomorrow, and then submissions are made, whoever wants, starting from Mr. Pinar. Perhaps Mr. Makani will have to convey the message to Mr. Sibara in case he also wants to make submissions. And maybe Mr. Pitlela would also want to do so. I don't know the others. And then submissions should be in by on or before Monday. What is the date for Monday?
21st, my lady.
Monday, the 21st of Feb 2022. And then Mr. Late will then be given about 2 to 3 days to respond. And then from there, we'll take it from there.
No objection.
Can I then ask my lady?
Just before you do that, I just wanted, in fact, I wanted to hear what Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin? Do you want to say something before I hand over to Mr. Late?
Yes, I have no objections to your proposal, my lady.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Late?
Thank you, my lady. My lady, the investigating officer has already arranged witnesses for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for next week. Can we proceed with those witnesses to come for testimony?
Yes, what is going to happen? I don't want to remember. There is no way in which we can deal with the matter on Monday because you still have to respond.
Yes.
Yes.
I think the witnesses.
We'll just continue. The witness must be there. And then while the parties, you'll have to, I don't know how you're going to be juggling around because the whole day people will be sitting in court. But because it's an issue, let's give them the opportunity so that we can deal with the matter. I hope this is clear. I see Mr. Sibara has just joined, but I think Mr. Makani will just convey the message. On that note, I'm going to adjourn this proceedings to tomorrow morning.
Sorry, my lady. May I just interrupt for clarity, my lady?
Yes.
My lady, you referred to Friday at close of business, but I would...
No.
Prefer Monday 10 o'clock, my lady.
I'm saying on or before Monday the 21st.
Sorry, my lady, then I was maybe...
I said Friday, but I thought of the weekend that you can also utilize the weekend.
No, my lady, I've got no objection to doing that, utilizing the weekend. I was only thinking if we had to do it tomorrow or Friday, the problem is I do not have the assistance of anybody assisting me as a junior. I'm alone in this matter.
That's fine.
So,
do you have a problem with Monday morning? We can just move Monday to, we can just say on or before the close of business on Monday, but in any event, you will be sitting in court in any event, isn't it?
Yes, my lady, I've got no problem.
So are you happy with Monday morning, 10 o'clock?
I'm fine, my lady. I'm fine with that. I would accept, I think that's a sensible
yes.
ruling, my lady, that would be.
Okay. Thank you very
pleases, my lady.
Ms. Bundlen?
I'm so sorry, my lady, just so we're 100% clear. So Mr. Pina will deliver his submissions on Monday morning, and will we then have an opportunity to then respond to his submissions?
Mr. Sibara, I'm not going to start all over again. Mr. Makani will have to talk to you regarding the issue. What I was thinking is just that the way he raised the issue, because now it's going to delay the whole thing. It's fine. If you prefer that, I thought whoever wanted to raise whatever issues would do so. But in this regard, because he has started the debate, perhaps he can make his submissions, right? So that all the others could look at his submissions and check whether there is merit in that together. And then it means if he submits on Monday, then it means the others will have to be given ample time.
Yes,
but because it will only be his own submissions. We'll be having Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe let's say by Thursday morning.
Yes, my lady. That makes sense. So on Thursday morning, the rest of us will deliver our submissions.
What will be the date for Wednesday? Or we can even make it Friday. That will be fine.
Yes. So, my lady. So,
Justice, where is my?
So Monday is the 21st, my lady. So Mr. Pina will deliver his submissions on Monday, the 21st. If we were to deliver ours on either the Thursday or the Friday, that's the 24th or 25th.
Second for me? Yes, Monday is the 21st, and then the others will submit by Friday the 25th. I think the evidence Nile can also submit his with the others. And then from there, Mr. Pinar will have to reply.
Yes, thank you, my lady. And when would you like
Can we say further submissions to be made on or before Friday, 10 o'clock, which is Friday the 25th? On or before Friday the 10 o'clock? On Friday the 25th of Feb. And then...
My lady, should I deem it necessary or to reply, my lady, I would suggest then I can...
It's not necessary.
I can reply by the 28th, Monday morning, 10 o'clock. My reply will be available. Okay. Should I deem it necessary? If I do not intend replying, my lady, then I will formally inform everybody by an email, all my colleagues and your ladyship, the registrar and your ladyship, that I do not deem it necessary or expedient to reply. If may that please your court, my lady.
Yes, thank you very much. I take it that we agree to this. I don't know what Mr. Sibera wanted to say, but I'm going to close this. So what we are saying is that the proceedings are adjourned until tomorrow morning for the continuation of the evidence. And with regard to the issue that Mr. Pinar has raised, he will have to make submissions by Monday on or before 10 o'clock on Monday, the 21st of February 2022. And then whoever wants to respond, including the evidence leader, will have to do so on or before 10 o'clock on Friday, the 25th of February 2022. And then Mr. Pinar, in case he has a response, he wants to reply, he can submit his reply on or before Monday, 10 o'clock on the 28th of Feb. The proceedings are therefore adjourned to tomorrow. Thank you very much.
As it pleases your ladyship.
May it please the court, my lady.
May it please
court pleases my lady. Please your ladyship.
As the court pleases.